How's everybody doing? Just checking in with everybody and filling you in on how I'm doing. Well, it has been a rough go of it for the last few weeks. Just in general, I've been feeling kind of funky. Not fun funky, but funky. Been in a bit of a funk, struggling a little bit with just mental health sadness, and I don't even know. And then, and there's a kitten. There's always a kitten. And then, of course, all that has been happening in Minneapolis and elsewhere really pushed me close to the edge, if not pretty much over it. The whole weekend, this past weekend, I felt like I was white knuckling it or holding on by a small thread with the news of Alex Preddy's murder. And on top of all of that, Saturday morning, the same morning he was murdered, Saturday morning, my mother was moved into the hospice wing of the hospital. She ended at the end of the week had some other setbacks with her health, and the decision was made when she was released from a night in the hospital that it was time for her to go into hospice. And long story short, I got a 3 a.m. phone call very early Monday morning from my brother. And when the phone rings at 3 a.m., pretty much assume what the news is going to be. And that was exactly what it was. Mom had passed shortly before that. And so yesterday, today is Tuesday, I'm trying to look at my calendar across the room, 27th, because with the way life has been lately, I don't know what day of the week it is or what day of the month it is. But so today is Tuesday the 27th. So yesterday just compounded all that I had been feeling for a while now. So I have pretty much not left this chair other than to use the bathroom, go to bed, do my bare minimum of hygiene. As you can see, I did shower, but I haven't done my hair or makeup or anything for at least 2 days, maybe a day. I did shower yesterday because standing in the shower and crying felt better than sitting in this chair and crying. So, but yeah, it's been a rough one. I did finally make myself some food, some real food today, because I had been surviving on popcorn and cold cereal and gummy worms and Diet Coke. And none of those do much for you to help your physical well-being, which of course affects your mental well-being. But you gotta do. I don't know. I survived it, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I'm trying not to ramble and get in the weeds with all the stuff. But anyway, thought I'd check in with everybody. And I guess my advice is, if you're in a similar place, because I know a lot of us here in the U.S. have been hit by some major winter weather, and yeah, and I get to go experience it in let's see, 2 weeks from today is going to be mom's funeral, so I will be back up in Michigan at that time. Hopefully the worst of the winter weather will at least take a little reprieve. Sometimes February, you never know, but yeah. So I guess if you're in the Middle Eastern United States, Kentucky, I know you. I know who you are, and I see you, and I know you've been without power for a while, and parts of Tennessee throughout, power outages, ice storms, all the stuff. And it's January 27th. It's just a month out from Christmas, and it feels like, is the year over yet? I don't know. Anyway, I don't have a lot to share with you. I have been just sitting here stabbing fabric with needles, and I've made a few things or worked on a few things, but until just now, I haven't wanted to move the camera anywhere to film anything. So I made this like little log cabin block square. Don't know what it's going to be. Maybe the side of a rice bag or a fabric box. I've been working on another coiled basket. This one's going to be like a big tote bag whenever I cut more old t-shirts up and rip some old cotton dresses and things into strips. And yeah, whew, it's hard out there. So tonight, I thought that I really need to get, oh, it's gonna, the rest of the flowers, let's see if I can, on the sunflower quilt stitched. I think I have 3 that still need the detail stitching on, because I didn't know until today or yesterday this time when the funeral was going to be, and I was thinking that it was going to be a high likelihood that I was going to have to cancel or postpone my gallery show on the 5th of February. So, but, ouch, I just stabbed myself with a needle. Let's pull it up here and not do that. But we've scheduled the funeral for after my show. That's not the only reason it's scheduled for that, but it worked out that way. So, I feel like Mom wants me to get this done and really show off my skills and have this be kind of the centerpiece of my show. And there's a lot of work to be done, not just the 3 flowers that need the details stitched in them, but then once that's done, it needs to be assembled into a quilt sandwich, machine quilted, all the background, and then figure out how I'm going to mount it or display it. If it's going to just be a wall quilt with a hanging rod, or if it's going to be stretched over stretcher bars and be more of a wall piece that just, hangs like a photo or like a painting. But that's a problem for next week or this coming weekend, I guess. So I have to get the stitching done. So I thought I'd bring you in here with me and we'd sit and stitch together. So if you've got a little stitching project and you want to grab that and get yourself a cup of tea, hot chocolate, a cocktail, I'd love to have you join me. Let's get to stitching and maybe a little chatting, and we'll go from there. And just a little self-care and stabbing things with needles seems like a good way to deal with stuff right now. trouble. Gonna knock the camera over, aren't you? Hey. Okay, kittens. Uh, hello, kitten. Okay, where's Stitching on these flowers, these centers of these sunflowers, these circles, has really been a wonderful meditative exercise. I'm trying to do each one uniquely different, just like all flowers are. Plus, variety and interest in the final piece. But I never have a plan when I sit down. Sometimes I go through my box and pick out some threads, and it's usually because they're threads that I just want to stitch with that particular color that day, not, with any design plan in mind necessarily. Sometimes I have thought about a stitch that I was just in the mood to stitch, like, can you see, where is my camera? That one. I had that little hexagon as the center in this one. So I did a little spider web rose and had fun with that one because I wanted to do that day. And this one, I have my lighted glasses on. Maybe that can add some auxiliary light too. But I wanted to do some drizzle stitch. And yeah, I won't go through all of them, but yeah, it's just been a great creative exercise, and meditation for me, especially during these rough moments here that I've been having. And I don't really know where I'm going with this one in particular, but I did want to do this stitch around the edge. I hadn't done that stitch in a while, and I'm trying to remember what it's called. I think in my brain I just call it like looped baskets, blanket stitch, but I know it has a name. I just don't remember what the name is. And now I cut way too long of a thread for this, so I wanted to stitch till it's gone. I think I'm going to do just these concentric circles, and then I think I don't know if on all of them, these concentric running stitch. I'm thinking I might do a what do you see? None of my words, the names, official names are coming to my brain tonight. Wrapped, is that what it's called? Wrapped running stitch? Woven? No, that's not it. Anyway, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe not every circle, but every couple. Every other. I don't know. Oh, I got some fuzzy. There we go. Oops. On the other ones, I had it was putting it in a hoop, and I don't have my hoop in here tonight, so I'm doing it loosey-goosey. Hopefully it'll work. It just makes it easier to hold if it's in a hoop. Well, I think that is enough for me tonight. I might continue to put a few little stitches here and there, but I have some phone calls to return and stuff to get done. But I do appreciate you sitting with me and stitching, watching me stitch, or stitching along with me. And as always, peace out, love you lots, and take care of yourself. We need you, and we need each other. So take care.